Hari Om, everyone. Welcome to this Manana session. Let's begin with a prayer. The opening prayers. First, the prayer to the lineage, Sadashiva Samarambham and Narayana Samarambham. Who would like to chant, please? Would anybody like to volunteer to chant?
Okay, I'll do it.
Please.
Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara Smruti Shruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram.
There is this prayer for light, Antar Jyotihi, Bahir Jyotihi. Who would like to volunteer to chant that?
I will do it. Bahir Jyoti, Satya Jyoti, Paraspara, Jyotireva Jyoti, Swayam Jyoti, Atma Jyoti, Vivosmiham.
Thank you, Srinivas Murthy. Shardaji wanted to chant the prayer. Please, would you like to chant any prayer, Shardaji?
Akanda Mandalakar.
Please chant.
Akanda Mandalakaram Vyaptamena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Thank you, Shardaji. We have the last prayer, Gurur Brahma.
I'll chant.
Please.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha.
Hari Om. Thank you, everyone, for this wonderful opening prayer, and thank you, everyone, for joining today. We are going to continue the Manana session on Sri Ramana Maharshi's Upadesa Saram. Prabhuji has given us wonderful series of talks on Upadesa Saram. Today, we have planned to discuss shlokas 6, 7, and 8. So let us begin. As we begin, is there anything that anyone would like us to revise from the last session, or anything that has been left out and would like to bring it up now of the last session?
I think we can just glance through the shloka number 4 and 5 because shloka number 4 continues in shloka 6 also.
Yes, we will do that, but before that, if there is any doubt, we will ask. Heli Srinivas Babu, 4 and 5, just tell the summary, and then we can ask anybody if there is any clarification needed. Shurumani.
So, continuing the description of Ishvara's teaching to the ascetics of Dwarakavana, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi writes in Shloka 5, Jakata Ishadi Yukta Sevanam Ashtamurti Bhrut Deva Pujanam. Serving the world, considering it as the manifestation of God, is actually the worship of God having eightfold form. Here, eightfold means the 5 Panchabhutas, signifying all inert bodies, and sun, moon, and the consciousness, signifying mind, intellect, and Chaitanya, consciousness respectively. So, Ishvara preaches, serve all those who are around you. Serve all those which are around you. That is actually my puja. Now, let us go back to Shloka 4 because why I have taken Shloka 4 later than 5 is that it has connection to Shloka 6. So, Shloka 4 says, Kaya Vagmanaha Karyamuttamam Pujanam Japaschintanam Kramat. Worship, which is Kaya Karya, Japa, which is Vak Karya, and Chintanam, which is Manah Karya, are superior to one another in that same order. So here Ishvara preaches that the spiritual practice performed using a subtler faculty is more powerful than the one performed using a gross faculty. The gross to subtle journey is further explained in Shloka 6 with little more stress on bhakti. That is devotional
Lee, let us pause here. Let us pause here. 6, 7, and 8 is this session, no? So Shlokas 4 and 5, would anybody like to bring up any point before we take up this? This is what we discussed last week, and Srinivas Babuji has excellently summarized it here. So based on these two shlokas of Shloka 4 and 5, gross to subtle, and then serving the Lord in his eightfold forms. Is there any clarification in understanding or any questions that any of our AJs would like to bring up?
I think one question that I had was about this superior, lesser superior, and subsequent lesser superiority. So, for whom it is the most superior, to whom it is lesser superior, because we have three approaches, there are three things to do. So, if doing at mental level is the superior, why the other two are recommended?
I consider it as a gradual progression from chanting loudly, softly, and then only in the mind and all these things as sadhaka progresses in his path.
Very nice. Anybody? Narsimurti ji is asking if there are 3 grades of sadhana, why are the 2 lower grades given? For whom is the higher grade superior and for whom it is inferior?
Yes.
Please share your understanding and thoughts. This is a discussion to actually firmly establish the truth stated in the shlokas or the scripture. Vaishnavi ji, would you like to share?
So this is all that I've understood. I think as the discussion moves on, maybe I will be able to hinge on better.
Okay, all right. Sharda ji.
Yeah, it's based on the level of the sadhakas, the chitta shuddhi. Like for someone like that, based on the thing like the prescription, I think like is suited. Like I feel that is the different methods are suggested. It's progressive also.
Okay. So for whom then is the higher level, for whom it is? Any examples can be cited?
Yeah, like see, Jananige Matina Petto, like I'm quoting this one wrong thing, but still I'm
No.
saying like that.
It is correct. It's correct.
Yeah. So Konaning Donne Petto Hage. So for each level, like our preparedness, based on our preparedness, for seeking. So these levels are prescribed, I feel.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you. Shaila ji,
Hari Om, sir. When
you
I
can, if you can kindly turn on your camera, if it's possible, then we can, discussion will be better. Thank you.
when I start the journey of Atmagnana, like my focus will be outside. There will be so many desires. There will be ignorance. It will be always outwards. So when I chant louder, maybe it calms down, and the chanting will be repeating inside. So gradually it goes to next level, and as the heart beats on its own and the breathing happens, so gradually this chanting louder, then softly, then very softly inside my mind will do automatically, like it will be internally it will be happening. So all these steps are necessary.
Wonderful. Thank you
So
so much. Great. So that is wonderful. Maneji, you can't keep quiet. We won't have you. Where
So
is Maneji?
the main intention, I mean, we are from external, we have to go inward. This is the process. That is, chanting loudly is external, then whispering is little softer. That means I can only hear, not others also who are nearby. And mentally, it's me alone can know what I am chanting. Nobody else can know. So that is more settler. And like that, inward we have to go. That is our journey. Our aim is to reach the innermost. So gradually from external to inner, that direction we have to go. This is the process that is Ramana Maharshi has told us to follow. So more you are become stable in your mentally and purity, it is enough. You can chant mentally only. That is the best also, instead of loudly shout. Initially, it is required.
In Pujanam,
Thank you. Yes,
all
please.
body, mind, intellect, all the three aspects are used. Whereas in Japa, only two, that is Vak and Mana. And in Chintanam, only Mana. So the focus will be much better. That's why the progression. And as the sadhaka progresses, he goes on focusing more and more using lesser tools.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Srinivas Murthy ji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
There are three levels of this chanting. One is external, one is internal. So, see, when I think I am body, so I feel I am separate and this God is separate. I am separate and this world is separate. So, on that assumption, I am body, mind, and intellect. I will do it as a prayer outwardly. So, when we come to know that through the scriptures and the Guru is teaching, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect. So then we try to go inside, the inwardness. So inwardness only we will inquire, and through this mind level, we can do japa or whatever this manana or jasa, where we can go in depth whether I am body or I am only a mind or I am an intellect or something other than this, whether I am a Brahman. So in that is second level, at the mind level. But so at that level, myself and this God, he is within me. That feeling will be. So that's why we do manana, and that is inside instead of chanting outside. In the third level, when you come to know I am not separate from God. God and me are one and same. The world and me is nothing but same. So we can, through Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, we can go in depth and we can do, whether you are in doing the sadhana or in waking stage or in sadhana. That is finally at the gradual practice that's called Guruji has told Sahaja Samadhi. That means even you can do your japa or whatever this even eyes opening or even eyes closed, because you won't feel differentiate with you and the universe or God. That's what I heard in this recording convey.
Thank you so much. Wonderfully expressed. Okay. So I think Narsimurthy ji, what is your idea now about about your own question? What is your
Vasuji, actually, I was looking into my own journey.
okay?
During COVID, that is when I got an opportunity to get into spirituality. I think there was a natural progression for me from chanting. Initially, I started with ISKCON Mangalore's Gita, attending ISKCON Mangalore Gita class. So where they recommend us to chant 16 rounds, 108 into 16. So prior to that, my mind was so scattered. My nature of job was to focus on something, and my mind was not allowing me to focus on that, even to do my regular job. I was struggling so much. Then after this chanting, I observed that scatteredness, vikshepa, has gradually started reducing. So I was analyzing my daughter's behavior when she was child and adolescence and a grown-up lady now. When she was child, she used to listen me only when I tell her something with love and trust. If I force her, that moment she used to do. So if something is to be sustained, I had to tell her with love, and she should have the trust in me, whatever I am saying. So coming back to this, and during her adolescence, everything I say, I need to tell her logically to prove that what I am saying is right. Only then she used to listen. Similarly, our mind is also like that, I feel. So if we take this particular text itself, we are all karma bound people. Action.
So since you said the mind is like that,
Yes.
so let's take one example. Suppose somebody comes and tells you, Narsimurthy ji, focus while meditating, don't focus on the elephant. What will you do? What will happen to you in your meditation?
Come again, Vasuji.
Suppose I come and tell you, what is the use in you're only seeing the elephant in your when you are close your eyes. Don't see the elephant, just focus on your third eye. If I tell you don't see the elephant, what are you going to do? What is the impact on that?
Well, if I have a good listening about you, my mind might listen to your instruction. Otherwise, I'll start saying elephants only.
The nature of the mind is it will want to do what it is told not to do.
What you resist, it persists.
So it will. So the nature of the mind is like that. So what happens is that the mind will go to the thing that is easy to go. Where will the mind go easily? The easiest is what?
Sensory perception.
Form.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Whatever is the form, right? So that's why the first thing is they recommend. Then what is the next?
Also pre-cooked stuff.
Pre-cooked. But
I mean,
naturally, because the sense organs are outward focused.
Yes.
For example, if I tell you there is a photo of Sri Rama and Sita on the throne in Ayodhya in your puja room or in your meditation room or in your bedroom, will it be easier for you to pay attention to the image of the photo of Sri Rama and Sita and Anjaneya and Lakshmana there in the photo? Or I'll say Rama is Atma Rama, he is only light. Will you be able to focus on the light?
I think.
So to focus on the light, it needs a little more subtlety.
Correct.
So when we say chant loudly, it means pay attention to the form. Because that is the easiest, and that is why that is the first level. And don't stop there. Sri Ramana Maharshi is saying, go on from the form to gross form to subtle form. And then to the subtlest form.
Okay.
So subtle form is, sound is also a form. Whether you say a form of the eyes, or the form of sound, or the form of smell, or anything that appears to the sense organs is a form.
Yes.
So it is easy for us to pay attention to the form. Otherwise, what will happen? Mind will go, if the mind doesn't have one form to focus on, what will our mind do? It will go from one form to the other.
Yes.
Isn't it? So we say, and if it's the form, gross form of the world, which appeals to the senses, what is the natural tendency of the mind?
Jumping from one form to another form.
Just like, imagine the bumblebee or the butterfly. Will it stay on one flower? It will go from one flower to the another flower. Of course, there is a huge benefit there. You get fantastic honey because it collects the pollen from multiple flowers. But the key point is our mind is likened to the butterfly going from one flower to another. Why? Because the mind is constantly seeking happiness, and the happiness fades away with time when it pays attention to one object. And when happiness fades away from one object, the mind will jump to another object. Simple example is food.
Yes. Is it happiness or pleasure?
Never. See, it's all play of words, but fundamentally mind seeks happiness.
Yes. Yes.
Pleasure is of the sense organs. It's grades, that's all.
Yeah.
Hmm? Then the what if we pay attention to a form whose quality is happiness, then the chances are the mind will not jump from that form to the other. That is why a divine form is chosen, forms of gods and goddesses.
Yeah, actually, as you rightly said, during our loud chanting, we
Uh,
also used to, what is that? The qualities of Krishna and Rama, and
mm,
also the form we used to get in front of us.
correct. Yeah. So from there you move to subtle, like Shardaji also said, gross to subtle. We move to subtle, and contemplating within the mind is the subtlest, because what we are doing in chanting loud and in chanting softly is to give some anchor to the mind.
Yeah, exactly.
So you need an anchor to the mind till it is able to rest in that spot naturally. Only then contemplation is possible. Till then, either a physical form, or whose quality we adore and love. Otherwise, I can even focus on some worldly object, natural gross object. Hmm? So, if it invokes a feeling of natural love or natural happiness and peace, then that form will keep the mind stable in that form, paying attention. Otherwise, Rasgul also we can meditate. Then Rasgula will become too sweet, then we want Kodbale. Then we want coffee. So mind will jump. Uh, so
So this is provisional happiness. The eventual real happiness, the real object has to be taken.
Beautiful
so
explanation. So, shall we move on to Shloka
yes,
6?
let's move on.
Yeah. Uttamastavat Uchya Mandataha Chittayam Japa Dhyanam Uttamam. Japa, chanting of a divine name or chanting of a mantra. Uchya Mandataha Chittajam.
You have got muted, Babuji.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that?
Now you're okay. Now
I'm
you're
okay.
okay.
Okay. Uchya Mandataha Chittajam Japa. Uchya, loudly. I will start again. Japa, chanting of a divine name or chanting of a mantra. Uchya mandataha chittajam. Ucha, loudly. Mandataha, or softly. Chittajam, chanting only in the mind. Stavad uttamam, or better, in that same order, than long hymns like Ashtotara, Sahasranama, etc. Stavad means long hymns. Dhyana uttamam, meditation is the best of all. That is compared to chanting long hymns of praise like Ashtotara, Sahasranama, etc. Chanting of one single name or chanting of a mantra is better. Chanting softly is better than chanting loudly. Even better is chanting in the mind. Best of all is meditation. So, this is the shloka.
Yes, please. I think we have discussed this. Would anyone like to share their understanding, or you have any questions? Please bring up.
Okay.
Yeah, we have discussed this aspect in detail. Yeah.
So I would like to say a little bit.
Yeah.
Even the chanting has to stop finally, and it has to go to the silence. So the silence is the ultimate, because silence is always there. So sound is created, silence is uncreated. When there is no sound, silence is always there. That goes very close to the Atman's property. So even after chanting, you are expert, your mind is totally stable, then you can just keep quiet. Nothing else you have got to do. You just keep silence, you will go into that samadhi, natural samadhi. So now the mind is very, very naughty it is, and the external world. It has to be trained so much to go to that level, step by step, with constant practice. This is what all gurus are advising us to go from one step to another, higher step, and all reach their destination or your ultimate true nature, your nature.
Thank you, Manoj. I think Shailaji was wanting to say something. You had unmuted.
No, sir. I had logged out. Like there was some disturbance issue,
Okay.
internet
Okay.
issue.
Okay. Would you like to share your understanding of this
What was
shloka?
which one, sir?
The sixth shloka. Babuji, would you like to share the chant the sixth shloka again?
Yeah. Uttamastavat Ucca Mandataha Chittajam Japa Dhyanam Uttamam.
Okay.
Should I say the meaning of that? Okay. Japa, chanting of a divine name or chanting of a mantra. Ucca Mandataha Chittajam, loudly or softly, or chanting only in the mind. Stavat Uttamam, or better in that same order compared to hymns of praise, long hymns of praise like Ashtottara, etc. Dhyana Uttamam, meditation is the best of all.
Okay. Chanting louder will focus us from outer world to inner world. Then the mind calms and I start whispering. Then it goes like into our subtle mind,
Yeah.
so that I may focus always inward. Whatever happens, like in outer world, whatever I communicate, so my focus always will be inside. So this mental chanting is Uttama. It is in higher level. It has been given in this shloka. This one I have been experiencing also.
Wonderful, wonderful. I have a question to everyone in the group. Why is Ramana Maharshi saying that even though it is hymns of praise, japa, that means taking up one name is better than long hymns or multiple names? Ashtottara or Namavali or Sahasranama, people say it has its benefit, but why is Ramana Maharshi saying in the shloka that japa or a single name is better than multiple names or long names?
Can I take a guess?
Yes,
Uh,
please.
Sir, I think the whole spiritual journey is about outwards to inwards, from noise to silence, from many to one. And I feel energy is quite valued. It is a currency of sorts. So if there is japa and there is mantrocharana, the body and the voice and the they're all engaged, and there is a lot of energy that is expelled. I'm thinking maybe that could lead to fatigue quite early. And then the whole point of the inward journey, the focus is not on the inward journey, and the energy to be focused on moving there. So I think from there to from many names to one name, so that again then you're conserving your energy and your thoughts, streamlining your thoughts. There is, the focus of the scope of concentration is not many, but then just one. And then from there to, quiet meditation, which means all your energy is, laser like and used to get get inward and reach your conscious level. I think this is what could have been.
So wonderfully explained. Would anyone like to add to what Vaishnavi ji said? Anything else?
Actually, the homogeneous thing, I mean, same name, short name, doesn't require context switching. If it is like Sahasranama, there is a load on the mind to switch from one word to other word. From that, those many number of images have to be there in the mind. So by nature, this itself will switch us the context. So this is again going back to that scattering. So same simple thing, and as it is explained in the next sloka, it should flow like oil or river. So when that can happen only if the homogeneous objects are flowing in the mind.
Mhm.
That is also called as Sajati Vritti Pravaha.
Wonderful, wonderful. So actually, when we chant the name, multiple names, then actually the mind is focusing on the book that has the print Ashtottara, this thing. So instead of going here and there, it is actually paying attention to one pointedness within the book, though there are multiple names. So that's the beginning, isn't it? Hmm? But then, what is chanting of multiple names based on? Memory, isn't it? We have to remember the 108 names of Devi or Vishnu or Narayana or even Shiva, or 1008 names. If we don't remember, we have to look up what is written. So, so chanting aloud, that is why Ashtottara is chanted aloud. Now, a single name, look at the shloka. It says japa, right? What does the shloka say? What is the word used? Chittajam japa. Dhyanamuttamam. One name is, it like Narsimurti said, removes the extra load on the mind. You don't have to memorize one name. You have to memorize 108 names. Isn't it?
Vasuji, I have a question there. Is it Japa Dhyana or
Ah,
Japa
we will.
Dhyana? How do we split that word?
Correct,
Japa
correct.
Dhyana Uttamam or Japa Dhyanam Uttamam?
Dhyana. It is
Is
three.
it Japa Dhyana Uttama or Japa Dhyana Uttama?
No. Japa is different. Japa, comma, dhyana.
Yuti,
Okay.
Uttamastavat, Ucha Mandatah Chittajam Japa.
So when you chant like Uttamastavad, that means when you chant multiple names, how do we chant? Normally aloud. Ucha Mandataha, chanting loudly, then a single name, chanting softly.
Yeah.
That is better. But then the superior thing, what is the difference between chanting softly and japa?
You see,
There are four
slokas.
things in the shloka.
Okay.
Uttam,
Shall I say?
Uttamastavat, Ucha. There are two things in chanting. Ucha, loud chanting. Mandataha, soft chanting. Then the third one is japa. Fourth one is dhyana. Four things are mentioned in the shloka.
Yeah.
In that order. Okay, Babuji, please.
Yeah. Stavat Ucha Japa Uttamam. Compared to that, Ucha Japa Ucha Japat Mandataha Japa Uttamam. Mandataha
No.
Japat
Are you
Chittajam Japa
tying
Uttamam.
Ucha japa?
Ucha Japa. Japa in loudly doing Japa is better than Stava. And Mandataha Japa is better than Ucha Japa. Chittajam Japa is better than Mandataha Japa. Dhyanam Atyuttamam.
Okay, so the question is, what is the difference between chanting and japa? You are saying japa is of three kinds: loud,
Yeah.
then soft,
Soft. Yeah.
and then
In the mind.
in the mind. And then
Yeah.
you are saying dhyana is again separate.
Yeah.
It is different. What is the difference then between dhyana and japa? What is
Dhyana is,
chanting in the mind?
you see, dhyana is thinking about. Here it is only japa. It is only repetition of a name in the mind. Whereas thinking about a subject is dhyana.
Okay. So you're saying japa is of three kinds.
Yeah. Japa is of three kinds. Yes. Ucha japa, mandata japa, and chittajam japa.
Okay. So anybody has anything to add to what Babuji said or a different understanding? Sharda ji, Shaila ji, Vaishnavi ji, Srinivas Murthy ji.
Still, I am having like a disturbance and outward focus. I need Ucha Japa.
Okay.
After that, gradually, I don't need that. It happens automatically in my mind. Then it goes to uh, what to say, blissfulness happens. So there, Ucha Japa is not necessary. When you go through all these steps, you are always there in subtle form. So Ucha Japa is not necessary. Maybe.
Okay. So you are also teaming up with Babuji to say that japa is ucha and manda in the mind.
Yeah.
So you are same team.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. Okay,
Yeah.
please don't take it. Okay, I will play the opposite team.
Okay.
So, what is the phrase used for japa? Is it used? What is ucha and manda used for?
The sound.
The chanting sound, which means mantra chanting, mantra sound.
Yeah.
Verbal.
Right? Now,
Yeah.
what is the phrase used in the shloka for japa?
Ucha mandataha chittajam japa
Please.
is uttama than stavat. Compared to stavat.
Okay. What is japa? Chittajam japa.
Chittajam japa. Yeah.
What does chittajam means? What does
That
ja
is
mean?
born in chitta only.
Born in chitta means what? That which rises from the depths of the mind up silently into the mind,
Yeah.
that is japa.
Okay. 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 Okay.
It is not chant. This is my
Oh, it is
understanding.
not chanting. Yeah. Correct. Correct. Chittajam.
Chanting is different.
Okay.
So
Okay.
in chanting, you use vak.
Yeah. Yeah.
You use the power of, you use the vocal cord, the sound.
Yeah.
The only thing is whether you chant, one type is chanting loudly, ucha. The other type is chanting softly, like Maneji said earlier, to only I hear my own chant. Even my neighbor doesn't hear. Neighbor means the person sitting next to
So
me.
next to me. Yeah.
All right. So chanting involves sound or using the vocal cord. Japa involves, like you said, everybody has said in the group, involves the mind. That which is born naturally in the mind, like a fountain that rises from the nozzle, it just sprouts. Then Sri Ram, it sprouts. That is no sound. Your favorite deity, whoever that deity is, it just sprouts. Chittaja, it's born in the mind. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ ಮೊಳಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. It just sprouts. From where? From within the mind, from the depths of the mind. Why? Because somewhere we have had the good fortune of taking in that name of the Lord or the Devi in our sadhana. By chanting what has happened, Sri Ram Jai Ram, Sri Ram Jai Ram, from the chant, where does the chant go? A part of it goes outside, but where does the majority of the chant go? You felt
Subconscious.
concentration. It goes into our own mind.
Yeah.
And where does it go? It is stored there in the subconscious and conscious mind. Naturally, when it comes out, what comes out? Anything can come out. All the stored impressions can come out. But when the name of the Lord comes out from the unconscious mind, it becomes a japa. It becomes natural.
Now I understood.
If Coca-Cola comes out, it is not japa. Thought, oh, I had Coca-Cola yesterday or today in Dhyana, Coca-Cola thought its taste is coming out. That becomes a desire to fulfill because your mind, our mind will not rest till I drink Coca-Cola. Whereas our mind will rest when the name of the Lord comes up silently from within the mind, up into the conscious mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Vasiji, here it is chitta, right? From unconscious mind to conscious mind. This sprouting happens from unconscious mind or subconscious mind to conscious mind.
Conscious and conscious is only for the purposes of discussion.
Yeah.
The mind cannot be split. That which is in the seed form sprouts in the single mind. So it comes into recognition. You can't recognize that which is in the seed form. That
Yes.
is unsprouted.
I was trying to differentiate between, is it from chit or chitta? I think in this context it is from chitta.
That means that which is born in the mind.
Yes, yes, yes.
Or from the depths of the mind, if we want, we can also interpret it as ultimately in jnana, everything rises and falls in consciousness, chit. But here, since chanting and japa is being considered, that means using the body, which is vocal cords, and then using the mind, which is mental, subtler, and then silence, which is dhyana. You can consider work of the body as grossest and work of the sound as slightly subtler, and the work of the mind is subtler than that, and silence is subtlest. So in this case, we can consider chittajam that which is born in the mind. Ja means born. Ajam is unborn. Ajam nirvikalpam nirakara rukam. Nirananda, we say that Ganesha slokan. Niranandam anandam advaita purnam. So Ajam is that which is unborn. What do we say that which is unborn? Self. Atman. It is never born. It's always there. Jam is that with Ja is that which is born. So in the mind only things can be born. That means it can take a certain form. That is japa. Form, the subtlest of the forms in the mind. Grosser form is of the sound or of the physical form, eyes.
Oh, maybe that's the reason in yoga they says ajapa japa.
Okay. Shall we go to Shloka 7?
Shall we do Shloka 11?
We will start. Okay.
Yeah, please.
आज्यधारया स्रोतसा समं सरलचिन्तनं विरलतः परम्. Chintanam, meditation, sarala, that flows continuously, samam, just like ajyadharaya, a uniform flow of oil, srotasa, or like a uniform stream of water, param is better than viralataha. That is meditation that is discontinuous, which comes in spurs. Meditation that is continuous, like continuous uniform flow of oil or like a continuous stream of water, is better than broken spurts of meditation. This is shloka.
So just to initiate a discussion, there are 2 points mentioned. Ajya dharaya srotasa samam. That means like the flow of ghee or oil and like the flow of water. Are they the same, or are they meant to be the same, or are they meant to be different? Why are 2 examples given? It is there in the characteristics that follow that shloka, in the shloka. What is the second half of the shloka?
Viralataha param.
So please, anybody would like to share by our own understanding, why two examples or 2 models, two ideas are given. One is flow of ghee, the other is flow of water.
I think flow of ghee is uniform flow and water is continuous flow.
So what is the characteristic? Anybody else would like to? What is the difference in characteristic? Or are they the same?
Stickiness and non-stickiness.
Yeah, one thing, we can't be silent. We have to talk. Basic rule in our Manana session. We don't know, because everybody will have our own understanding and it'll throw light on other people's understanding. So please share. Srinivas Murthy ji, Vaishnavi ji, Sharda ji, Shaila ji. Mane ji.
The continuous means it follows
Sir,
and it does not allow other thoughts to come in. So one single thought is going on and it is continuous. If it is continuous, There is chances of other thoughts coming in. So that level we have to come. There is a mind always tries to go here, there, and that we have to control, and it has to be constant. Yeah, and nature of the mind is to go here and there. So that has to be streamlined, and it should be continuous flow.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹುಷಾರಾಗಿರಿ. There is no control in ಜ್ಞಾನ. Okay, so mind should not be controlled. If we are on the path of Atma Vichara and Jnana, the nature of the mind has to be understood. That the mind should flow is right. Just please examine if the word control is appropriate. Vaishnaviji wanted to say
So,
something.
if you compare the flow of water and the flow of ghee, water flows much more with ease.
Hmm.
And ghee, it takes time, but it is still a smooth flow
Hmm.
because it
Hmm.
is more viscous.
Hmm.
So, probably the idea is to say that the flow has to be continuous.
Hmm.
With ease or with much ease or with a little effort, if there's some effort put in also, it is still appreciated, but it has to be continuous. So he's this I think the message is that uh, we need not be perfect as far as we are continuous and flowing.
Wonderful. Great. Anyone else? Okay, how does ghee or honey flow? It's unbroken, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hmm? So, so that signifies an unbroken, continue. Like many of us have said, it is continuous flow. Now, how does water flow? What happens if flowing water encounters a rock?
It
Goes
reverses,
around it. Yeah.
flow in the opposite direction. So
Opposite,
momentarily.
Illa, it'll flow in the same direction, but it will go
It
around the obstacle.
around the obstacle.
It won't go in the opposite direction. Alva? Now, how many times have we not given up meditation because of frustration, that thoughts arise? Ivachanailappa. So is that broken meditation or continuous meditation? So flowing like water, my understanding means don't give up because thoughts disturb you. Go around the thought. Don't pay attention to the thought. Where does the river flow, stream flow? To its destination, wherever it is. To the ocean, finally, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obstacles will come in sadhana, in meditation. So be like a flowing water. Don't resist, don't fight, go around it. Flow of ghee, be unbroken. Let it be continuous. Let it flow naturally, like the oil that flows into the oil lamp. Continuous ghee that flows, unbroken. Let the thought of the Lord be unbroken. In the flow of water, there is variation in speed. When there is an obstacle, it won't flow in the same speed as when there is no obstacle. But will the water stop? It won't stop, isn't it? So be like ghee or be like oil or honey, continuous. Be like water. Don't be put away by the obstacle. So one is let it flow, the other is persistence. Don't let obstacle break your sadhana. Both are continuous only, but this is my understanding. The character of the flow of ghee and the flow of water. There could be other understandings as well. So we can learn from the flow of water and the flow of oil or ghee or honey, synonyms. No unbroken flow.
So Vasuji, Nididhyasana at 8:40. You would like
Okay,
to stop?
so shall we do that? Shall we? We'll chant the closing prayers. Quickly, if there's any question, we can clarify on this 8th shloka, and then we'll close the recording with the Shanti mantra and start the Nididhyasa.
Flow of oil is continuous. Flow of oil, there is no break in oil. The flow of water, it may vary from when obstacles there, and even it may evaporate when some more heat is there. So like that, there may be so many obstacles there. So that you have to come out like and flow like oil. That means it is a continuous flow. It is sticky. This is not sticky. So you should stick on to that. That is the inner meaning of going in there.
Great. See, one more perspective we got from Srinivas Murthy. If there's anything to stick to, it must be the Lord or the Self or the Atman. So be like oil, be like ghee. Wonderful. Thank you.
So I just want to add one point, is that it is okay during obstacle, it is okay to have scattered mind. Then once that settles down, merge back to the flow, especially the river context.
Wonderful. Thank you, Narasimhamurthy. Okay. Shall we have the closing prayer? Can someone chant Asatoma Sadgamaya?
Side door.
Yeah, please, Narasimhamurthy.
Oh, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrutyorma Amrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.
Shailaji, will you please chant Purnamadaha?
I think she was disconnected, Vasuji.
Okay, anybody else? Shardaji, are you there?
Yeah. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Babuji, will you please chant Atma Darshanam, Brahma Darshanam?
Om Atmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Satyadarshanam.
Thank you. Vaishnaviji, Nanu Nanembudu Nanalla, can you please chant?
Sir, I may make mistakes. Recognize.
No problem. It's okay.
So can you say it with me?
Yeah, okay. Let us chant with Vaishnaviji.
Yeah.
Nanu
No.
Nanembudu Nanalla. Ide
Buddhi, Satchidananda Shivanganunane Shivoham Shivoham Shivoham.
Thank you. Maneji. Oh, Maneji said the shloka. Okay. Would you like to chant Lokaha Samastaha?
Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Sadgurudevaya Namaha. Thank you, everyone.